Thank you for staying with us. It's still Morning Rave, and we're super excited to be in your face at this time. Yes, it's a new month, and it's May Day. It's a holiday at the beginning of the month, so it's a beautiful one. Well, at this time, it's the book review segment, as we do it every Wednesday. And today, we have an amazing author. She's actually the writer of the book, Dare, a professional guide to living out your seemingly impossible dreams. What a way to start the month. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Miracle Ewim with us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, it's so nice to have you with us this morning.
Thank you very
much. I
much.
like the book, Dare. I mean, even the title alone is daring.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I mean, 8 chapters.
Yeah.
And I saw you itemized a lot of aspects that people who have big dreams and ideas, how to go about it. You try to break it down. Exactly. Just give us an overview. What was going through your mind when you wrote this book?
Wow, okay. Personally, I've had a lot of ideas. While growing up, I used to be tagged the dreamer because I used to visualize a lot of things, and it's so beautiful to paint pictures.
Let me put this way, you are like a jack of many trades.
Exactly. Thank you. So I was seeing a lot of things. I was seeing a lot of places I should be. And I had youths coming to me sharing their passion, their ideas, and what they would love to be. And it's so painful when you can paint this picture and you don't know how. Especially when there are excuses that actually right around you why you should not do this. Maybe because of your background, maybe because of something. And that beautiful dream, you've left it all along. So as a person, I've been able to some extent, overcome this. So I thought of sharing with the world how best to actually live out these dreams beyond any possible limitation you can see, and push you to action so that that amazing dream does not die. Exactly.
Now, I know that for a lot of young people, especially at a certain age, teenage age, youth, the process of self-discovery and that results in some sort of identity crisis and conflict. Yeah, what should I be? Exactly. I find myself being good at this. I find myself being good at that. You know, a lot of young people find themselves in that space. In this book, how are you able to address that?
Well, first of all, I usually say to people, if you don't know yourself and if you don't know the decisions to make, the world will naturally make that decision for you. So the first point in fulfilling your dreams is to ask yourself personally, who am I? What am I passionate about? It's not good to be, everybody is multi-talented. Because I can draw, sing, write, that doesn't mean I'm called to be an actress, a singer, and all of that. You must find that one problem you alone was created to solve. So I tell people to follow their passion, follow their dreams, follow that thing that they could do even when they were not paid for it. That
even when they were not, when they are not paid for it. So at what point do you decide that, you know, I think I need to start getting paid? Because a lot of young people will tell you, work for free, no.
No, see, nobody will feed you when you're broke. See, when you're coming to that point,
nobody will feed you when you're broke.
When you've gained mastery and you know that, I'm good now, exactly, you need to start charging. Because when mastery is in place, and you understand that why you're going into that thing at the first time is not for the money.
Okay.
Exactly.
So money shouldn't be a motivation. You talked about excesses in your book. I cannot fall, particularly you focused on excesses. You wrote in 2 chapters. What are those excesses?
Excuses.
Sorry, excuses,
yes.
Sorry. What are those excuses that you itemize?
First of all, I talked about being too young. People have great dreams, and because they're so young, they're like, no, I can't do this. I think I have, like when I was writing this book, contemporarily from the perspective of the old, you had to be at a certain age before you're an author.
Okay.
It was very rare to see a young author.
Okay.
So when I thought about writing, it wasn't convenient. A lot of people were like, you're young. So that is one of the excuses that young people face. Secondly,
okay, too young to succeed.
Exactly, too young to succeed. Secondly, background. My family does not have enough resources. I'm from a poor background. Excuses people face. It's there.
But don't you think that's the reality of things on ground? Sometimes they'll tell you to achieve big dreams, you need resources, you need financial muscle.
Resources is not just money. There are very different types of resources. Time is a resource.
Everyone has time.
Not everyone has that time. Are you channeling that time into what you want to be? Everything is online. If I want to be a professional chef, for example, everything step by step to becoming a chef is online. Are you ready to put in that time into studying, or are you waiting till you have so much resources then you now apply for a professional chef school or something like that?
Okay.
So you must be willing to channel your time into that course which you want. So money is not just a limiting factor. There are other resources you can utilize.
So because I'm trying to be really practical.
Okay.
So let's say someone has this dream, and of course you need funding.
Okay.
What advice would you give that person?
If you need funding and you don't have it, volunteer for that course. You learn by volunteering. People say learn on the job. For example, I want to be, let me use myself, a personal development expert, a youth development expert. And doing this, you need a lot of resources. You need to get trained and stuff like that. And there is no practical outlined role. What did I do? I started volunteering for events to that effect. Okay. I'm not paid, but I'm learning. I read. You read. You look for books that you can read that can actually help you. You actually mingle with the right company. Get mentors online. Everything can be achieved online if you are very, very intentional and consistent.
Intentional and consistent.
Yes.
Now, talk about, you talked about meeting people. There's an aspect, a chapter you also focused on networking.
Exactly.
Now, for a lot of young people, they're in that space of being shy.
Okay.
You know, not being able to meet people. They feel, if I meet this person, what would this person say? Would they accept me? You know, I can't even look the person in the face and talk. What would you suggest as, you know, a panacea for people like that?
I'll ask you first, how badly do you want it? Are you desperate enough? Because if you are desperate, if you actually want this thing so badly, you'll be willing to go to any extent. And social media is so good these days. The person does not have to see you. You must be willing to put your best foot forward. Are you a person, personally, if I go to your page on social media, will I want to talk to you? If you ask me to mentor me and I just, for some reasons, jumped into your page, what am I seeing? Am I seeing garbage, or am I seeing someone that is intentional?
Okay.
So personally, you must understand your why and begin to put everything in place so that when the opportunity pops us, you don't get unaware.
Okay. Now, you said something about be responsible.
Yes.
What's responsibility in your own terms?
Responsibility to me, I would say, is taking action and for whatever it is. I'm in charge of my consequences. I'm in charge of my decision. So whatever it is that my decision brings, it's mine, not pushing it to someone else.
So you must be willing to absorb or take charge of whatever happens to you.
Exactly.
And there's a part here, the last chapter, it says celebrate your victories. In this part of the world, they'll tell you if you are succeeding, just keep it, so that the village people will not remember you, you know, and all of that.
Yeah.
So why should you celebrate your victories? Is it what's the rationale?
Of course, you need to, because the more you're grateful for little things, the more bigger things come your way.
Okay.
It's just like this native story about a king, that if you tell a king for giving you 5 naira, he will naturally feel in debt and feel the need to give you more, stuff like that. So celebrating your little victories gives you as a person a sense of achievement that, of course, I've done something, I can do more. Like when I wrote this book, man, I championed it. I was happy because right now I'm strategically positioned to write more. If you can't appreciate that little you've done, then of course, bigger things will not naturally
come. Where do you think a lot of people, when it comes to pursuing their dreams, where do you think they get it wrong?
Priority. They put priority on the wrong things. When you're pursuing your dreams, your priority should not be money. That's why a lot of people have missed it. And that's why we have youth.
But they'll tell you money is a motivator.
Money is a motivator, but should not be the priority. Exactly. Youths these days are going into the wrong social vices. Why? Because money is first. That's what everybody's saying. But that shouldn't be your motivation. Your heart's cry should actually be to make a change, to create an impact. And whatever thing that value is given for, there is always a return. You can't give value for free. When people see value, money naturally comes.
Okay, before you go, because we're pressed with time, what would you say to someone who is in a line and they want to make a change? neck deep into it, they feel, you know what, I'm not happy with where I am at the moment. I need to just change.
Okay.
What would you say to them? It appears like, you know what, probably their age is not on their side. They just don't know the how, but they need to change gear, maybe for career and all of that. How would you suggest they go about it?
First of all, I will tell that young person, what is your why? Have you gotten to your drawing board? Have you actually deciphered why you're going into this? Or do you just want to join the trend? If you're actually desperate enough and you want to succeed, I will tell you that where you are, whatever you have, everything within your disposal is enough. All you have to do is actually begin to take practical steps. Enough of procrastination. You can begin where you are. And that's why this book is here. It's here to give you a professional guide to living out that dream and actually push you to the point of action when you begin to fulfill that seemingly impossible big dream.
Big dream.
Exactly.
All right. Just before we go, you read just a part of the book for us.
Okay.
It can just be probably a paragraph.
I will read the part I love
The most. Okay.
Okay. Self-realization is about the first process involved in living out your impossible dreams. Because most times our problem isn't that we do not have ideas. It is that we do not consider ourselves worthy enough to execute those ideas. And this has limited our drive level.
Wow.
So we must consider ourselves as people worthy enough to carry out that project. You're not the first person to have that big dream. Someone else has done it, so you can actually do it.
Amazing, amazing. So before we go, what's that one thing anybody, whether young, old, that reads this book, what's that one thing they will take away?
They would be motivated to actually do what they want to do, no matter how big it is. Even if it's building a country, once you read this book, you will do it.
Even if you want to be president,
Exactly.
once you read this book,
I'm telling you.
You can't be president, the youngest president, maybe 24 years.
Why not? Of course.
All right, so how do we get your book, Miracle?
Okay, it's actually an ebook. You just send me a DM on any of my
and we
social
can
media.
follow you. Okay, what's your social media?
Miracle Ewim.
Miracle
Facebook,
Ewim.
Instagram, Twitter, just like that.
It's so nice to have you on the show.
Thank you very
Louisa,
much.
good. Yeah. So, I mean, you've always said you wanted to be president or first lady.
Yeah, I'm still having that
you
dream.
should get this book.
And I'm daring to be different. So, Miracle, thanks for daring Dapo. You listen to Dapo during our training stories, how he's not been a talker and someone had to make him talk. So, go out there and keep daring, daring. Thank you very much, Miracle, for coming over. And that's the bit we can take this morning. Thank you, Dapo, for that fantastic session. We'll take a break at this point. When we return, it will be time for the newspaper reviews segment, proudly brought to you by MTN. Stay tuned.